My name is Val, and welcome to A Light Heart Tarot. For those of you who are new, this is a community where we share messages from our loved ones in spirit, also from our guides, and it's also a community of support. The reason why I'm doing an in-person video is because it's been a long time since many of you have seen me, and I wanted to personally share what has been going on in life. And what has brought me back today to do today's reading. So I think the last video I did was of July 2022 for Derek's 10-year anniversary. And that was a really hard year already, just because it was 10 years since his passing, and I had done a lot of work with grief and healing, just a lot of things. And there was a feeling that something big was going to take place, and it filled me up with a lot of anxiety and just other feelings and emotions. And immediately after that, doing that reading, I found out that someone that I love very much was diagnosed with terminal cancer. And so being in that space, I wanted to be there to be of support. I wanted to energetically help with anything and everything that that person needed, while at the same time juggling multiple other things that were going on in life. And it was also a process of grieving and mourning that person while they were still alive. And so there was a lot of difficult emotions, but just also trying to be there for that person. That it was definitely, I didn't have the capacity to do anything other than work and then be there and be of support. And what also happened simultaneously was I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. And so that was another set of emotions and trying to navigate through that, as it was my first time ever going to be in a hospital, first time ever having a surgery, and also having to revisit a trauma as my mother went in for a very simple procedure just like that, and she died. And so there was just so much going on. I had to go within and ask, what is it that I need to help support me during this time? And the answer that I received was very clear and direct. And it was, you need to go into a cocoon and let everything go except for the bare minimums. So I put a pause on the teaching. I put a pause on the videos, put a pause on the coaching and everything, as for that period, really taking care of my health, taking care of my mental well-being, my spiritual well-being, um, and also just trying to make sure that I was giving myself the nurturing and the support that was needed. And interestingly, for those of you who have been with me for a long time, you know that I receive a lot of my messages clairaudiently, so via my ear. And in that moment when all of those things happened, because I have a constant ringing in my ear, that ringing stopped. So all the messages from loved ones, messages from that I would receive, and pings and pulsings, all of that just stopped. And it was as if everyone was just like, we need to just surround you with love and surround you with this support. Um, because I'm someone that's just constantly going, 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 and I don't always take the time to just stop and just take care of self. So it the last 2 years have really been a lesson in grace, a lesson in self care and taking care of the self and the spirit and the mind and the body. And thankfully, everything has gone well. There are side effects in that I am dealing with, but I do so with patience and with love and with gratitude. And I will also do a video on my thyroid journey. But um, it has been, it was a well, it was, I don't want to say well needed, but it was a required rest that I had to take. So I do want to thank those people from our beautiful community, um, those who said, "Hey, I haven't heard from you in a while," and then all of a sudden just kind of became my earth angels and earth mamas and dads, and making sure, and sisters and brothers, and making sure that I was taking care of myself, sending me notes and asking how I was doing, wanting to be included when I came out of surgery to know that I was okay, um, and keeping me company while I was dealing with insomnia and just all of these things. You, each and every single one of you, and this whole community, I felt your presence, I felt your love, I felt the energy that you were sending. So I just want to thank you. And so, what brings me today into doing today's reading? Well, um, I still have insomnia. And as I was just meditating on just a few things that I want to work on, it was a quiet whisper of this gentleman, and I will mention him in today's reading. His name is Nathan Ramirez, and such a sweet soul. You can tell he's from the South because he kept saying, "Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am." And it was the quietest request, and it was, "Can you please do a reading? I know that you are staying within, but there's a message that we need to get out." And so the message in the reading that you will hear will be from Nathan Ramirez, along with two other souls who seem to be what I call his aunties, but not really. It's, it's kind of like how you have the internet aunties, like these are his spirit aunties. So Sally Henson, who goes by Hen or Henny, and a Beth Dozier. So as you will experience in the reading, which I recorded earlier today, there is this beautiful message of love, support, and acceptance for yourself, acceptance for where we are and on our path, and also just knowing that we're never alone, and letting go of that fear and regret, and and being able to have grace with ourselves and have patience with ourselves. So I've already given away most of the reading, but just wanted to come here and just say thank you again for your understanding, for your patience, just for everything that you all do, and for being you. And I will be returning to do readings. It won't be as often as I used to do it. It will be when I am called to do it. And as I said, I will do a video on the thyroid journey as well. But I just wanted to be here, say hello, and sending all of my love. And my energy and comfort to you all. And I will see you all soon. Thanks. Bye. Hello, everyone, and welcome to A Light Heart Tarot. My name is Val. And in this community, we share messages from our loved ones in spirit, as well as offer support and solace to each other as we each navigate through the challenges and intricacies of grief and in losing someone that we love deeply. So if you saw the intro to this reading, in which I explain why I was absent for so long, I also mentioned there were 3 people who reached out, 3 energies that reached out and asked if I would do a general reading. So even though these messages or this reading was triggered or inspired by them, know that if you are finding this reading, there is a message, there is an energy, there is a sign that you were meant to find. So know that you are here for a reason, and I welcome you. So what we're going to do first is we're going to pull out a couple of cards just to get the energy of who is coming in. I will also share a little bit more about the 3 energies who reached out to me earlier. And then I'm going to pull specific messages from your loved ones. Now know that if you need a personal reading, I am slowly starting to do that again, and all of those details are in the links below, and they're available on Etsy. So we're first going to pull out the energy, and just know that I've already blessed this space, and I have said my prayers for all of you, as I always hold each and every single one of you in energetic love and light, and giving you comfort and support. And I just need one more card. And also, for those of you who are new, or those who may need a refresher, these cards that I pull, I use them as a way to help me channel the energies. So if you see me using tarot, do not read the actual tarot description, because I'm not looking into that. I'm looking into the energies itself. It's just a focus. So the 2 cards that we have here, we have one card here that looks like it's a monkey who is using a typewriter and really in this mental or very in their ego space. And we also have here this being that's really in solace and comfort and meditation. And so what I am seeing here that's coming off and immediately is, for some of you who are coming into this reading, there has been a time of solitude and what I call the hermit mode of just being within your own thoughts. Also being in that hermit or cocoon stage where everything feels raw, and it feels very much, if someone touched you, or if someone was even in the same space or wanted to give you a hug, that added emotion would be too much, because it would just be you're processing so much already of losing your loved one. And so any type of outside entities or interference or even stimuli is just kind of like adding that one extra drop to a cup that overfills you emotionally. And so you've taken some time out to really be in your own space. But there's also this part of you as well that may also be questioning what lies on the other side. Because for throughout most of your life, you may have been someone who has been very much, um, what I see is what is real. If I don't see it, then I don't, not to necessarily say I don't have faith in it, but it is very hard for me to understand it. So for some of you, you are just now stepping into this understanding that there may be something on the other side. What I'm hearing is that for some of you, you have been receiving things that you can't explain, synchronicities, signs, and signs that are not just very simple coincidences that you can just kind of talk or explain away. These are huge signs. I am seeing for some of you, we have radios turning on by themselves, or lights turning on by themselves, walking into a room and smelling a distinct cigar smell, even though you know that there is no one in the house who smokes. So these are things that normally the mind would be, and for those of you who are new, I talk about a concept called the bouncer in the club. And the bouncer is that part of our mind that wants to protect us but is very logical and very much what I see is what is real. And so when it sees these things, it experiences these things, it tries to say, well, I can find a solution to this. And it was because, for example, you brought the cigar smell with you because you were outside, or there seems to be a brief power outage. So there is the logical part of your mind that will try to explain some of this away, but there's also that part of you, this spiritual part, that is coming up and it's saying, no, we have to, let's entertain the possibility that our loved ones are actually here and communicating with us. So for some of you, you're delving into reading spirituality books, or the chicken soup for the soul, about what happens with our loved ones when they cross over, or angel stories. For some of you, you have been taking time to explore what is meditation, what is Reiki. Also, taking time to join different meetup groups and understanding. I know that there are these deaf cafes that are now becoming popular, in which you gather and you share your experiences, and you're building these, what I call your little toolbox, as well as a community that is supporting you through this, so that in, because there's that part also that is just like, if I tell this to someone, they may think that I am crazy. So just know that I know that you're not. But know that in addition to everything that you're going through, you're now going through this exploration. So that is why you are taking time to just be by yourself, to give yourself the comfort that you need to. For some of you, it's real literally, you go to work, you go home, maybe you watch TV, you sit and look out in your garden, and that is it. That is as much energy as you can afford, as you're also going through this exploration of answering the question, where does life go after this? And so this feels very specific, but just know that this is coming out because I feel that the group that is coming here, mostly here, it's that exploration, that wanting to understand, that also I'm seeing signs, and I'm receiving messages. I think they're messages, but I don't know, because this is all new to me. But also at the same time, I struggle because I can't see it. And so that is what the general energy is, for the group, is coming in as. And so we're going to pull some tarot, and I'm going to bring some more information as to who is coming in. And so we have the elephants, we have cranes, defeat, the high priestess, repletion, and one more, please, Spirit, and knowledge. So again, this is a confirmation that the energy that right now, what it feels like the collective, or many of you may be going through, is this time of just going within, this time of really, of this exploration, and doing a little bit of, I'm going to say, talking with the bouncer in the club. So again, it is this, you're feeling that your loved ones have been trying to connect with you, but it's also, in addition to that, there's a shift that is going on in your life that is really pushing you and propelling you to explore your spirituality or your religious beliefs. In this group, we honor all, as I am not only a spiritualist, I have also been baptized and raised as being a child of a multicultural family from multiple religions. And so I hold all of it sacred. And so it is this time of asking questions about life, asking questions about who am I? And it's also a time of really looking into the family. So for some of you, what I am feeling also that's coming in, and we'll look at some of the messages, there is a mother energy, mother and grandmother energy that's also coming in, that's supporting some of you in the ancestral traumas. What it feels like, it has been, the image that I'm seeing is a young woman who has been dealing with a lot, because what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing is this has been, I'm seeing this young woman who's been dealing with distractions, addictions, depression, at the same time anxiety, and has just been trying to find balance. However, with the passing of her mother, she has been seeing and looking back at the stories and just really moving into this state of equilibrium and meditation, has really been seeing that the challenges between her and her mother has been something that has been going through the ancestral line for years. And she's also coming into the realization that her mother has just been trying to do the best that she could. And so there is this feeling of forgiveness, this feeling of going within, doing the work to not only heal the mother relationship, but to also heal herself, as I do feel that this young woman is also going to become a mother herself very soon. So that is one of the energies is coming in right now. But for the three, going back to the three energies that I was talking about before, that asked me to start this reading, we have a young male whose name is Nathan Ramirez, a middle-aged woman, Sally Henson, she goes by the name of Hen or Henny, And then we also have another middle-aged woman. However, she's a young grandmother. Her name is Beth Dozier. And the message that they're bringing in for the collective is about going within and healing the ancestral lines. And so these relationships that we sometimes have with our family members are challenging. And sometimes when our loved ones pass away, we then see the moments, the things that we didn't share, the struggles that we may have gone through with them, some of the words that we wish we could have said or asked for forgiveness or been able to clear up some conversations. These things weigh heavy on our heart and they come through, and our loved ones are letting us know that whether the work happens while they are here in the physical or on the other side, they're able to hear you and they're able to receive your love, your words. And so whatever it is that you have on your heart that you want to share with them, they're letting you know, just talk to us. Talk to us and we will be here, and we will also be able to share back those through the signs and synchronicities. We'll be able to have a dialogue and a conversation with you. So that is what it feels like, the general energy that is coming through. It's of these family members who are asking for forgiveness, but who are also letting you know that the journey to healing can continue even though they are not here right now. And so the other energy that I have coming in is an energy of two sisters. As we can see here with the equilibrium, who separated for a very long time. And with the passing of one of the sisters, and the name that I'm hearing is Julie. However, I don't believe that is her first name. It feels like it is her middle name. There is this opportunity and an invitation for healing. And so this is really, and we'll go into the specific messages as well, but the general message for this reading, and that was encouraged by the three energies that came through yesterday, was the healing doesn't stop just because our loved ones are not here. We can continue speaking to them. We can continue to embrace them, have these discussions back and forth, and examine what were some of the things that we wish we could have said in physical that we need to say now to help us in our healing process, to help us be able to find balance and equilibrium, and for us to find peace. Because right now, it is the regret and some of the guilt that is keeping us sometimes in these spaces where we may be holding on to depression, anxiety. We may be holding on to even distractions or behaviors that keep us from healing. So for myself, as you may recall from my past videos, I said that I work a lot, and I 100% feel that contributed to a lot of the stress that my body went through. And I had to go into this space of meditation and balance, go into that high priestess mode in order to find myself and to find forgiveness within myself, forgiveness for my family as well as for Derek, and to be able to let go of some of those distractions that were not serving me. And so this is the general message of what is holding you back, what is the relationship that you would like to achieve with your loved one moving forward, and know that you can achieve it through meditation and journaling. And what do you wish to help you with your healing process moving forward? So now we're going to go into specific messages in which I will pull out more energy and connect you with your loved ones. Okay, so I moved the camera a little bit just so that you can see the whole table, plus you'll be able to see the messages that we pull. So the first, I'm pulling from the Messages from Heaven deck on what is it that your loved one messages does your loved one want to share? So there is no time where I am. Time is only on the earth, is the first message. I am here helping you. I was met by so many loving people. I feel that there's one more message in this deck that's trying to come out. One moment. Right. Every time I try to move, it keeps stopping at this one card, but it doesn't want to flip. So I have no more earthly worries. So I'm definitely receiving confirmation that we do have a mother and a grandmother energy coming in. That energy, which feels like and just so you know, when I go quiet, I'm just I'm just listening. There are a few different energies coming in, but the one that I was saying, which was the young grandmother. So this would be, when I say young grandmother, I'm speaking like she would be in maybe her late 40s, early 50s, no more than 53 years old. So this would be someone who would be called Glamma, not grandma. And her passing was due to an accident. So I am looking at a motor vehicle accident that has occurred. And there has always been a worry from the family that she may have passed away alone, because she was traveling alone that day. But she's letting you know that she was surrounded by her family. And interestingly, that morning that she woke up with having a dream with a sister figure. So this is not a biological sister, but this would be someone whom she has grown up with, who did pass away before she did. And when she woke up, she had this beautiful dream, and a part of her knew that this was going to happen. And I don't know how to say that in a way that in any other way except that she woke up knowing that something was going to happen. But at the time when that accident occurred, her body was, and her consciousness was pulled from that physical body. So she didn't feel any pain. She didn't feel like she was alone. She was surrounded by the love from this sister figure, and there's also another family member that looks like an uncle who is very close to her. I'm also receiving another energy from a sister who has, this would be an older sister to you. Features are, she reminds me of Chrissy from Three's Company. Is what is Suzanne Summers is what she reminds me of. And this is someone who, this was another sudden passing away, in which this was actually from a food allergy that developed into something more serious. But there was also an argument that took place just right before her passing. And so she is coming in, letting you know that time doesn't have the same effect. So for her, even though it has felt like an eternity here, it only feels like she has just arrived there. But also, the consequence of there being no time is that the holding on to words that were said, or maybe things that were not said, holding on to anger, holding on to resentment. She is expressing, as soon as she crossed over, all of that no longer mattered, and all she felt was the love and the appreciation and gratitude that she has for you. So she wants you to know, please do not hold on to any regret. Please do not hold on to any worries about her. She is fine. Um, and she's also letting me know that because time is not the same, she can be in multiple places. So it feels like this is a huge family, and so know that she is able to support and to be there. And those signs and synchronicities that you've been receiving, they are from her. And as we go back to that image, right, where we have the mind that is just trying to make sense of everything, and that bouncer in the club that's saying that's not real, that's not true. I can explain why there's a butterfly that's sitting on your window sill for 4 hours. I can explain why this woman bumped into you and she shares the same name as your loved one. Your loved one is coming in and letting you know the messages are from me. And as you move into this this move into this cocooning stage and really going within and letting go everything that you've known, your belief systems, and you're starting new and fresh, you're going to start seeing more and more of these synchronicities and messages come through. The other energy that I have coming through is someone who, the image that he's showing me, so this is a young gentleman, but the image that he's showing me is an image when he was younger and he wanted to be an astronaut. The name that I'm receiving is Billy, but he said I only used that name when I was younger. When I became older, I changed it to William. So there's definitely a progression in age and wanting to be recognized that he is older. But he did pass away young, and he's stepping forward and letting his loved ones know that even though he passed away so young, he is still living his life, and he has made the choice to continue growing and to continue with a life on the other side. And so the age that I'm seeing that he has passed away was around 17 years old, but now he would be somewhere in the 38-year range. And so that is the age that he presents himself now. When he shows himself in dreams, he shows up to you as dual. So so that you recognize him, he shows up as that young kid who wanted to be an astronaut, but then you'll see him sometimes. There's a dream that I'm seeing of you two meeting in a cafe, and he is the age that he would be today, and he's saying, please do not. It's the same message. Don't hold on to the guilt. Do not hold on to. It also feels like he's saying, don't don't put the chains around your life. For it feels like for a while it has been this feeling of being stuck, of just, it's the cycle of going in cycles, and he's letting you know that you can break free from that and and let life and love in. um he's also, I mean, he's also saying, um there was, for whoever this resonates for, there was an invitation to join a prayer circle, and he's saying it's okay, you can join it, and there's no apprehension in joining the prayer circle because of any reason except that there's a little bit of a shyness and not wanting to put yourself out there. And he's saying this will open up more opportunities and friendships for you, so please go. And we also have in this reading as well, as you are moving into your spiritual self and really just uncovering just what are your beliefs, especially around our loved ones and how they communicate with us, and where do they go when they cross over, and are the messages that you're receiving real, or alternatively, if you feel like you're not receiving messages, what are the beliefs that are holding you back as well. um, I did a video, I think maybe 2 years ago, that talked about this. And sometimes we hold on to expectations of what signs and what's communication should look like from our loved ones. We we think that it may be pennies from, just the pennies from heaven, or it will be some direct message like a bird that lands on our shoulder, or maybe there's some type of song that just that plays, has our name or has our loved one's name. These huge big demonstrations. And sometimes the messages that our loved ones send us are what I call kisses on a butterfly's wing. So for example, if you're in the dentist's office and the person sitting next to you has their name called, and it's the exact name of your loved one, that is not by chance. Or, for example, if you're reading a book or watching a movie and there is a scene that mirrors exactly what has happened in your life and it evokes an emotion, that movie may have been served up on your Netflix or on your whatever streaming platform, and you made that decision to watch it. There was a reason for that. It was spirit, your loved one, leading you into that moment to show you that they're here to support and to love and offer their love to you. So the messages come not only in these big pronounced ways, but they're also very quiet. And sometimes because we're missing our loved ones so much, the bouncer in the club, again, because the bouncer is just trying to find ways to just say, this isn't true, it's not real. It needs something very demonstrative to then put it in its place and to keep it quiet. And so when it doesn't see that, then it says, "Up, see, I was correct. You were not getting signs and symbols, but the messages are coming in, and the spiritual part, the heart part, our soul part knows it." So when we're able to step back from beliefs that we have known in the past and we allow ourselves to be open to new things, then it makes it easier for the messages to come through. And so your loved ones are definitely letting you know that they are okay. They're here helping you, and they're especially supporting you through this cocoon phase, where, as I said, where things feel vulnerable, it feels raw, and you need support and understanding. They're also sending people also into, and it's not only just friends, but it's people who, even strangers, teachers who need to be in your life right now. Now, the last deck is from Heaven with Love. This is the deck that I created during the time that I was in my own healing and cocoon session. And this deck is available on Etsy, but it's not only helpful because it has messages, but I also feel it has daily, I'm going to use the word affirmations, but they're words of encouragement to help you get through the day. So let's pull some messages from here. What messages from your loved ones? Okay, there's a huge group that wants to come out. A moment. Okay, so, and we'll do another shuffle, but the first card that comes out is Dear Love. Is there a place you want to show me or wish we had gone to together? Let's have an adventure today. I will be there with you, experiencing it all and making new memories. And so this definitely pulls me back to the message of the young gentleman letting you know to say yes to the prayer circle. But it's also for, this message is coming for in general. There are many times as we're in this cocoon, and as I mentioned before, where we're feeling regret, things that we didn't say, things that we wish we could have done together, and we're feeling that defeat that we see here with the spider here. And your loved ones are letting you know that we're with you. And even as we have here, I'm here helping you. They're with you, experiencing everything. So if there is a place that you want to go to help you with your grieving, is there a place that you used to go to every year that you want to go back to feel connected with your loved one? They're letting you know if you go, they'll be there. So for example, every year for Christmas, I would go to Bethlehem in Pennsylvania, because Derek and I used to go and celebrate all of the beautiful German holiday traditions and just the holiday season. And when he passed away the first year, I said, I don't know if I should be going by myself. And I heard this voice that said, I'm going to be there with you in the car. I'm going to be there with you at the restaurant, at the German market, everywhere you go. And I went, and it was, that first year was so interesting because I met so many people, and I'm not someone who just goes out and speaks to people just, on my own. But so many people came and shared stories about families, and one person sat next to me while I was having hot chocolate at a place, and turned out that they had a son that they lost that was the same age as Derek. And so all of these beautiful moments took place that day. And it was kind of like those little God winks from Derek, just letting me know I'm here and I'm sending you support. And after that, I kept going to Bethlehem. And then I started branching out and doing different traditions. And I would get in the car and I would be like, Derek, okay, we're going to go here, here, and here. And that now has become the new tradition in how I celebrate the holidays. And And so that is just an example, but they're letting you know that if there's a place to go, please go, because they'll be there. And next card is, please do not hold any guilt or regret. You have done everything and more for me, and I will always love you. And that's really what this whole reading has been about. Please do not hold any guilt or regret. I am here. I am always supporting you. I'm always sending love to you. And on this journey, know that whatever you need, I'm going to give it to support you. Um, know that I don't feel pain anymore. I do not feel um, anger or sadness. I only feel the love that you have provided to me. And I still feel that love that you send to me energetically every single day. So even though there is a energetic veil between us, I am still sending you messages. I am still sending you my love. I am still sending you comfort and solace when you need it. And I'm sending people to help you, to support you as well on this journey. And especially now, because you are in this really, this kind of cocoon stage, and really trying to understand who you are, work through some of those beliefs, work through healing, work through forgiveness, work through and share the words that you wish you could have said, and also work through where do you go from here. And so I think, again, this is just a general reading, but as I mentioned before, if you came to this reading, you were meant to find it. This message is the biggest takeaway is, please do not hold any guilt or regret. You have done everything and more, and I will always love you. And that is the number one message for this reading. So I hope that this reading was helpful and it provided a little bit of comfort um, and clarity. And also just know, I don't know yet what the timing of my readings are going to be. I will try my best for it not to be every 2 years, but I'm also going through my little cocoon stage still. And I am just allowing spirit to just gently guide me to where I need to be. That supports me energetically, spiritually, as well as physically with my health as well. But know that I'm always sending my love. And if you want a personal reading, again, go to my Etsy, as well as if you're interested in the cards, go to the Etsy. These have been helpful, very helpful to me. And I will see you in the next reading. Sending all my love to you. Bye.